Okay, I'm just gonna say it. I am not in a place right now to be emotionally available to a baby.
I'm sorry, I forgot to text you back. I looked at it at the red light, and then it turned green, and the kids were screaming, and then I forgot for 3 days.
Oh my good Lord.
If you disrespect me, you get zero access to my kids.
The last time I was single, I was 24 and the dating pool was everyone. And now it's like a shallow puddle of age-appropriate men.
I was stood up last night, and this is now the 3rd time in a row I've been stood up.
When dating a single mother, take in consideration that
there are no benefits from dating a single mom, so just run. Run, Forrest, run.
You let him hit it raw. You didn't have second thoughts. Now you're a single mom. Now you're a single mom.
Why should men date single moms?
They're more grounded and they're more nurturing, more understanding, and yeah, I just feel like they are a little more level-headed.
From the guy's point of view, straight away, it's like, okay, this is more work from the get-go. If you ask guys, right, would you rather be loved or respected? 9 times out of 10,
Respected.
a guy would generally say they would rather be respected. From the kid's point of view, they just want mommy and daddy to be together, right? So from day one, you have this little kid who hates you, right? On top of that, you're meant to discipline this kid, and
But you can't, because the mother won't let you.
Like I say, if men want to be respected, the last thing they want to hear is, you're not my dad.
True.
And then if you do try and discipline, there's sometimes you get from the mothers, like, don't talk to my kid that way. Why would I deal with all of this?
So my sister had mentioned to me when I was still married and she was divorced.
Okay.
We both have kids with our ex-husbands. That when you get into a new relationship, that you are never able to fall in love again, like deeply in love.
Yeah, guys, you want to know why? Because she's been with too many men and now she can't pair bond anymore. So, of course, she can't fall in love like she did before, and she doesn't know why. And the next guy has to pay for it. That's the sad part, because the next guy, he probably won't know this, and he will have to pay for it.
And I didn't understand it. I didn't understand what she meant, and I thought, that doesn't sound right. Maybe you just don't love that person. But after my divorce, I was single for 4 years, and then I met someone and got into a relationship with him. Wonderful guy. I finally understood what my sister meant.
Wonderful guy, but he had to pay for it.
So I was dating a guy that was 40. We had gone on maybe 10 dates. He is single, never been married, no kids. I have previously been married and I have a child. So we ended up ending things, and he had said he's just having a really hard time getting past the fact that I have a child with someone else. He wants to start a family with someone that has never had a family, has never been married, never had a child. And so my thought would be he needs to go younger. I had said that to him, like, okay, well, you know, kind of like a reality check. If that's the case, you're likely going to have to go younger. And he's like, oh, I already tried that. But the question I have is for the single men. Is this normal that you really don't want to date someone that has either been married or has a child if you have not been married and you do not have a child? Or are majority of guys open to starting that family with someone that's already had a family?
You already know the answer. What did that guy do before dating you? He dated younger. So you were not his first choice. And he still didn't want to be in a relationship with you. Yes, men don't want to raise another man's child.
Really curious. I've never heard something of that nature before, but this is the first guy that I've dated in a long time that...
Don't worry, men won't tell you that. They will just tell you everything you want to hear, then they will smash you, and then they will leave.
We think single motherhood has been around for a long time. It really hasn't. This is a new concept, and they use marketing campaigns to get you to accept it. 1950s, 5%. Not a lot of children born unwed.
5%. Now it's over 40.
Mothers. We get to 2012, we're almost dang near half. Okay? Some communities, 70% of the children born to unwed mothers. What typically happens right now, the father absence is a crisis in America. 19 million children more than, well, we're approaching half at this particular point. This is in 2017. Live without a father in the home, okay? And
that's why women end up like they do, and men end up very feminine or simps.
I'm telling you this for a reason, because the guys that want to be fathers, the 4 or 5 of you that raise your hands, probably half of you, will not even raise your kid from 0 to 18. So what does that lead to? Kids that grow up without a father, 4 times as much to be raised in poverty, 7 times likely to be a teenage pregnancy victim, more likely to experience child abuse.
40% of babies that are being born right now are being born to single mothers.
I think it's more than that, because that study is not from 2024. I think now in 2024 it's more than 40%.
40%. I saw this in a video and I was like, there's no way. It can't be that high. It can't be that bad. Society can't be that bad right now. And I Googled it. And there you have it. 40% outside of wedlock. I am so scared for the future. If we think our society is weak now, imagine all these kids that are being raised right now by single moms and what that's going to create for the future.
I want to tell women and men to really avoid having kids out of wedlock. Like, I don't know if I know I've said this before, but it's like the worst thing that you can ever do is be a single parent or like a baby mom, baby dad situation. It's not good for the dad because the woman is going to make your life hell. And it's not good for the mom because your life is going to be over. You can't do anything.
Why would you open your legs for a man that you can't depend on?
I think the only women who get lucky are the women who are raised by 2 parents who have good fathers who protected them when they were younger. And they're not as jaded as women who did not have a father growing up and were not protected, because you grow up in 2 different ways. So when you're sheltered and protected by your father, you're more feminine. You believe more in love. And now you're looking for a man who's similar to your dad. If you didn't have a dad, you're not looking for anything that's similar to you. You don't even know what the fuck you're looking for. You don't even know what you're supposed to be looking for because nobody told you.
Have you had people meet your kids?
Oh my God. It's bad. I have those guys who's like, at the beginning they're perfect. They're like so nice, so
You
sweet.
didn't wait long enough.
I'm stupid because I don't really function my mind. Oh, I would love to meet your kids. I introduce them.
Like a month in?
A month in, and they see the children, the kids like him. And the next thing you know, I found out he's crazy, and then he's gone.
It's not even that he's crazy or stuff like that. Most men just want to smash, and they will tell you what you want to hear. And then they smash, maybe they hang out for a while because the sex is good, and then they leave. And it's not good for the single mother, it's not good for the children. Society shouldn't work like that.
I said he died. I said Uncle Dylan died. How did he die? I don't know. It was bad. It was bad.
Your acting was so good, I thought he really died.
Oh, that's good.
That made
That's
me
good.
laugh.
Okay, now that I've been back in the dating world for a couple of years, I feel like I really need to say this. Do not date a single mother and want her to be your mother. So many people hear single mom and they're like, she can cook, she can clean, she can multitask, she can run a household and carry a mental load and work full time. That's super hot. We're exhausted. We don't want to do that for you too. If we're dating.
If a guy is looking to get married to a woman, a single woman, he expects that from her. So why wouldn't he expect that from a single mother? Oh, you have more work than a single woman. How is that his problem? That's your problem. Why did you become a single mother? Because it's 10 times harder now.
There is 100% chance that you are a grown-ass adult and you should know how to do these things for yourself, and the Eagles are agreeing with me. If you have a thing for single moms because of everything that we're already doing and you think that, we can just go ahead and do it for you too since we're already doing it, you're dead wrong. We're exhausted and we need a break. We're looking for a partner, not another child. That's why we're dating, not adopting. In fact, if you want to date a single mom, you gotta come even harder. You gotta work even harder to show her that you're actually gonna put forth effort and that you
So you have to work harder for a woman that already has a kid that is not yours. So you should put more effort in, more time, more emotions, more money. For what? For a single mother. That just shows me that you're stupid. You're actually stupid because it's not logical. It doesn't make sense.
This is why real high value men will go after single moms. Don't fight me on this because I'm a living proof. Not in my own life, but somebody that I know. A high value man knows his value and his worth and what he brings to a woman. There's going to be no child that is going to interfere with that.
I'm just gonna tell you guys, just because you call yourself a high value man, it doesn't mean that you're a high value man. In order to be a high value man, you have to have other high value men that see you as a high value man. If they don't respect you and they don't look up to you and they don't see you as high value, you can call yourself that as much as you want, but you're not. And the fact that you're dating a single mother and taking care of somebody else's kid from the start makes you not a high value man. Only the men that have no other options will go with a single mother. A man, a high value man that has a lot of options, he can find the same woman but single, without children.
Being a single mom is such a terrible thing. Then why does nobody give a hard time to the men that for their jobs have to leave their wife and children for long stretches of time, leaving them to be single mothers? You don't think that has an effect on the child? Oh, it's okay because he's working? Kids don't care that you're working. Do you know what they remember?
Can you see, guys? So she's projecting, oh, well, I'm a single mother, but why are you talking about me? Because if you're with a guy that is away from home and this and that, and it's not good for the... It doesn't matter. Okay, that relationship is not a perfect relationship, but that doesn't matter. You're still a single mother. You failed your child. Don't project.
You know what's hard doing as a single mom? Dating. Dating is so hard. Here you are just trying to talk on the phone to the guy, and then in the background you hear, you know, the kids yelling and being crazy, and you try to make them be quiet, and then the guy's all like, it's too noisy over there, I'm gonna let you go. Like, okay. You couldn't handle it here anyways. One day I'll find that person that can handle my kids and me, though. Just gonna keep...
Can you see how they phrase it? Handle me. You shouldn't need to be handled. You're a woman. You're not a man.
I feel like there is such a stigma, even still now really, not so much as it used to be, but definitely within the last 3 years, because that's how long I've been single, that there is such a stigma around single mums and dating. I remember when...
Why wouldn't it be? Because you made a mistake and now you want other men that didn't make any mistakes, didn't get married, didn't have children with 7 other women. Now you expect them to come to invest their time, their money, their affection in a kid, in a kid that is not theirs. And you expect him to love that kid as his own. Why? You made the mistake. You have to pay for it. Why does that man have to pay for your mistakes?
When I first became single again and having to get back in the dating game, dating apps, etc. Bearing in mind that when I was single prior to that 8 years before, the dating apps and things just didn't exist, like it wasn't a thing. And I remember the feeling of such borderline like shame, which is fucking ridiculous because I would absolutely never ever be embarrassed or shamed about being a mum. But like I just felt like people would just be like, oh, she's a single mom, like, you know, oh, she's got a kid, oh, she's got a 4-year-old.
Yeah, if I did something, people will shame me for that thing. Why is it so hard for you to understand that you did something? Now people shame you for that. This is how people are. We can't live in a fairy tale where everybody's happy and everybody's holding hands and singing Kumbaya. That is not reality. Stop living in a fantasy.
year-old, and like it would instantly be a turn off or a red flag or something that would stop me from dating and finding people who are interested in me. And the reason I felt like that, and I don't really feel like that now because this is my life, I am who I am, and if somebody doesn't like me because I've got a son, then they can absolutely go fuck themselves. But the reason...
Such a good attitude. Why wouldn't a man want to be with you? We're going to skip this video because she's annoying.
Here's a subject I want to talk about.
Okay.
Why do people say there is no benefit to dating a single mom? People say, name one benefit. I can come up with hundreds of benefits, but here's just a couple.
No, you can't.
For one,
No.
she's used to
She's lying. She's lying.
cooking. She likes cooking her meals. She is used to going to the grocery store. What she has
There are single women that are used to cooking, that go to the grocery store, so this is not something that only single mothers. So from the start, the first thing she says is null and void.
to make for the week. Number two, she's not going to be lecturing because she's had to make a dollar stretch before on certain things like budgeting. Number three, she's not going to be going in and out of clubs because most of the time them dudes at the club just want to come home and hit it for the night, not come home to a family.
Okay, there are single women that don't want to go to the clubs. Everything she's saying, it's not something that only single mothers do. It's not special to single mothers. So what she's saying, it doesn't matter.
Number four, she ain't going to be judgmental, for example, if you got kids because she knows what a split family's like. Number five, you're going to see an upfront preview of what she would be like to your child because she's literally a reflection with her kid right there in the picture. She's going to have a well-mannered, respectful...
Yeah, but that's not his kid. That's your kid. Women just don't understand. They don't understand how men think. That's the problem. If they understood how men think, everything would be so much easier.
kid, and that's what she would raise for your kids too. The biggest, she is less likely to run out knowing that it's not just her invested, it's her kids.
No, that's a lie. You ran out on the kid's father. His biological father. If you ran out on him, what's stopping you to run out on me, a stranger?
She is single mother. That's a red flag. Sorry, guys. I don't know why any man would date a woman or take a woman seriously who already has a kid with...
If all men had an option to choose between single mothers or single women, they will always choose single women. I mean, if they're the exact same person, but one is a mother and one is single with no children, they will always choose the one without children. But the men that choose single mothers are the ones that can't find a single woman, that have no other options.
Somebody else. Like, it's not my job to look after another man's killer. The caveat is you don't also have kids. I actually think that's the one situation that works, is single mothers should be pairing up with single fathers, in my opinion, because that actually can work. A dude with no kids shouldn't be shacking up with a woman who has kids already, if he actually gives a shit about having a family, because he doesn't care about his own genetic legacy, obviously, because he's raising another man's kids.
As a single mom, it is so hard to date. Like, I feel like
Okay, so why didn't you think about that before having a kid?
I do not have the energy, the capacity, or the time to go out with these people because I'm almost like, if you're taking time from me and my kids, you need to be worth it. And then I go on a date for 5 minutes and I'm just like, I'm paying a babysitter right now. I had to beg my mother. To watch these kids for you. And in the middle of the day, I'm just like pissed off. Like, I'm so irritated that I hired a babysitter or that I had to beg my family.
She's a single mother and her expectations, her standards are way, way, way up here.
For you. So guys, can we please really consider not wasting a single mom's time on a date? And I'm not trying to be like that girl, but it's just, man, it is not easy.
I mean, it's funny. I've now talked to like a couple different newly single moms on the podcast, actually, Amber Rose, Julia Fox, whatever. And they both are in a place where they're like written off men. They've written off dating. They're like, I have no interest.
Why do you think that is, guys? Because they had bad experiences with men. What does that mean? Guys only try to smash them and not marry them. That's what women consider a bad experience. They don't want to be with me. They don't want to be my boyfriend or my husband. So that's why they don't want to have anything to do with men. What does that tell you? That no man wants to raise another man's kid. No man wants to marry them because they're single mothers.
And I'm like kind of waiting for me to, I'm like, why am I not like that? I guess some part of me is just really like, I'm tired because I do spend the extra time to like help me define who I am as an individual separately from my identity as mom or as like a professional in my career. And that means like being.
When I hear buzzwords like this from women, it's not even worth me talking to them. It's not. It's
I'm kind of a little bit more tired, but it also just like, it actually makes me happier and is helping me kind of like, again, come back to myself. So that's what I'm doing. But some people I know, a lot of newly single moms are just like, why would I date? And I'm like, I don't know. I don't have an answer for you, but this is like, that's what I'm doing. And it is helping me. So, and I like it.
Hope you enjoyed this video, guys, and I'll see you on the next one.